In this video, I'll be taking you through what's a subquery and how to write one. So before I take you through writing a subquery, let's see what a subquery actually means. So a subquery is a general term that is used for a nested query within the main query. It can be used either in the select statement, a from statement, or the where clause. Although the most widely used subquery is when it's used in the where clause. There are subqueries that are used in the from statement as well. So in such a case, the subqueries are called as derived tables, because instead of taking the table as it is, you are forming your own table by using a select from where statement within the from statement of the main query itself. So you are manufacturing another table rather than using a pre-existing table. So that's why it's called as a derived table. So having said that, let's quickly go on to actually formulating a subquery. So here we have three tables with us. We have the we have the sakila.film, the film table, we have the film category table, and the category table. Let's have a look at the contents. So the category table here includes the film title, the description, release year, rental rates, etc. You have the film category table, which includes the category of each of the films and what those individual categories stand for. That will be in the category table. So remember, film category is a different table than category. The category table will actually give you the name of that particular category of the film. So whether it's an action film or comedy or drama, it will give you the name of that. So our question here is, we want to find the film category name or names, if there are multiple, which have the maximum length. So here, if you see the film table, it has a column called as length here. So we basically want to find all the category names in this category table which have the maximum length. So this length is in minutes, of course. So let's see how we can approach this using a subquery. So first we need to understand which are the columns that we require. So in this example, we would require the columns of category name as well as the length of the film. So these are the two that we require, and obviously this length has to be the maximum length. So let's start off writing the query. So we start off with the select statement and the from statement. So in the select statement, we know we require these two, but I'm going to keep this filling this for a later time. First, I'm going to write the from statement where we actually need the tables that we require for solving this problem. So we need to join the film tables with the film category as well as the category table. So there'll be a couple of joins made over here. So remember, here our endeavor is to have or display all the categories. So if a category does not have a film assigned to it, it does not necessarily have to be displayed in our final table. So let's start off with the category table here. So we'll name our table as or give it as an alias as C. Next, we join our table. So let's have a quick look at the table that we have. So we have a category table here, and we also have a film category table which can join over this. So if you take a quick look at the film category table, it has a film ID and a category ID. So the category table will have a category ID which can join well with this particular table. So if we just select this, copy this and paste it over here and give this a table alias as FC, we can join this on the category ID. So C dot category ID would be equal to FC dot category ID also. Now that we have joined the category table with the film category table, finally we have the film table with us. So we would quickly join the film table on the film category table, because the film category table here has the film ID. So we quickly do f.film is equal to fc.film ID. So now we have all these three readily available with us. So we can now choose to have the select column over here. So let's see what we want. So we want the category name. So the category name can be selected from the category table. So since that has been given an alias C, we'll go ahead and use the c.name as our category name over here, and also take out the length from our film table. So from the film table, our length was called as length itself. So I think it was length, but we can have a quick look at it. Yes, so it's length over here. So let's name this as say length of the film for now. So now we have a general query which will give you the category name as well as the length of the film in that category, but this doesn't really provide us with any information. We now need to find that category name which will give you the maximum length. So we need this length to be the maximum, and we want to find which category or categories have that maximum length. So in this, we want to introduce the where clause, which will provide you the maximum length. So our f.length over here has to be maximum, so that this displays the categories which have the maximum length. So we do where f.length in the subquery. Basically we will repeat the same query here, but just that instead of having length of film there, I'll just alter the indentation a bit. So instead of having length of film, we'll just put the maximum length over here and eliminate this. And we also do not want to select the category name. Now always remember here that f.length, whenever you say f.length in, your select statement has to incorporate that same column. So if you're including a length column here, this also has to be a length column. And then you can choose to have this as either equal to or in. Here, since we do not know how many elements might be there in maximum f length, the maximum f length is possible that it's repeated once, twice, or thrice, depending on the number of categories which have a maximum length. So you can have, like, say, the action category, which has films running for 3 hours, similarly to an adventure category which can have films running for 3 hours, exactly 3 hours. So there can be an overlap, and that's why I use in over here, because max length here can be a list of films. So okay, so let's see whether this is good to go. I'm just trying to find out if there are any errors. Oops, here you go. So okay, so I think now we should be good to go. So let's do a control enter here. So there you go. So now you can see the category name and the length of the film, which is the maximum length of the film. So we can rename this as max length now. And oops, okay, so remember here that if you can see in the output, the category name and the length of the film is being repeated here twice. So instead of repeating this action twice, animation twice, because most likely why this is happening is there are two films under the category name action which have length of 185 minutes. So that's the reason why we are seeing this twice. But well, we do not want to see the movie names here necessarily. We can have we can include the movie names as well. So for example, if you want to include the movie names here, so you simply use the f.title. So if you use f.title over here, you'll see that you'll see the name of the movie associated with that. So you can see that there were 2 movies under action, 2 movies under animation, and that's why the 2 was repeating twice, or the category name was repeating twice. So, but we do not want to necessarily see the movie name. We just want to check the category name and the maximum length of the film. So what we do over here is we will just select this, or just make this as distinct, so that we do not have rows that are repeated. Of course, it's not necessary to select distinct if you also want to display the name of the movie. So in this case, we do not want to do that. So we just use a select distinct, category name, and there you go. So all these categories have a film which have a maximum length of 185. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.